If you do not have a set of trim removal tools and are planning on working on your Cayenne, you should get yourself a set. Pelican sells them and they are the right tool for the job. There are tabs that hold the panel to the frame. Count on at least one of these breaking and order a few before you start. The red arrows indicate the areas you will be working on. If you are removing the panel to change out the window regulator, you are going to remove the door subframe, or what used to be called the door carrier. Make sure you lower the window 205 millimeters or 8 inches from the upper rail and the glass, indicated by the red arrows. Begin by using a trim removal tool and prying out the trim piece behind the door handle, red arrow. The trim panel has several tabs that will easily release from the door, red arrows. This will leave you access to a single T30 screw, indicated by the blue arrow. Remove the T30 screw. On the upper trim piece, starting at the rear of the door, gently pry it out using a trim removal tool. Once the end is loose, work your way towards the front, gently prying as you go. The trim piece has several hooks, red arrows. You need to slide the piece back to free it from the panel. Use a T30 and remove the single screw behind the panel, red arrow. Use a trim removal tool and starting by the window switch, pry up on the armrest. Once it lets loose, you can lift it out with your hands. It is held in place by a series of clips indicated by the red arrows. Use a trim removal tool and gently pry the lower piece away from its clips, red arrows, and remove it. Use a T30 torque and remove the single screw indicated by the red arrow. Use a trim removal tool and gently pry off the small trim piece at the end of the handle. Use a T30 torque and remove the single screw under the panel indicated by the red arrow. You can now remove the handle from the door. Working on the bottom of the panel by the light, remove the single T25 torque screw, red arrow. Using a larger trim removal tool and starting at the bottom, pry the panel away from the door. It may take a fair amount of force. Try and get the tool as close to the clips as possible. This is where you may break some of those clips. Once all of the clips are free, lift the door panel straight up, red arrow. There are 3 connections on the back of the panel. The upper speaker wire, green arrow, the electrical connection for the door control unit, blue arrow, and the Bowden cable for the door handle pull, red arrow. You need to remove these before you can remove the panel. The speaker wire will just pull out, red arrow. For the connection to the door control unit, use a pick and first pull out the locking tab and then press in on the tab on the connector, blue arrow, and separate them. Squeeze in on the 2 tabs on the Bowden connection, red arrow, and slide the white piece back in the direction of the blue arrow. Once the connection is free, lift it up and turn the cable until you can remove the ball end, red arrow, from the connector, blue arrow. The panel is now free and can be removed from the door. This will give you access to all of the components on the panel and the door subframe. Make sure to put something clean and soft down first to protect the panel. Only 1 clip on our panel broke, but these are relatively cheap, for Porsche anyways, and easy to replace. The broken clips will slide out from the holder and a new one slides right in, red arrow. Installation is the reverse of removal. Torque the T25 and T30 screws to 3.5 Newton meters or 2.5 foot-pounds. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to our channel and check out another video in this series.